Hey there, welcome back to the video series. So we created the first setup here and we have a server that is running, pretty basic, simple, no routes. So it doesn't do anything good at the moment, but we have something that is running and it is working with a TS, it is running, TS node is running. So let's try to create a simple route so we can see that we can create some endpoints for this API that we can use in the in a front-end application if we wanted to. So to have the routes somewhere separated as well, we're going to create a new file called routes. So we have that, and we need to use Express, and we also need to have a router to make this work. So we're going to do the same thing where we basically get the router, we get the request as we did in the first, and a response from Express, and we can see that nodemon, and we need to clean up this this env. What we could do in the beginning here is we could, when we get this sorted out, we can just take away the .env flow, so it's not going to look for this CNV file, and then so we don't have this in the output from nodemon. But we can create the router, and the router will be an Express router. So now we have created a basic router in Express, and next up is that we are going to define a pretty simple route here for this. And we're going to just specify a get route. We have different HTTP methods. We're going to go through this a bit more later on, but get and post, put, patch, delete, basic CRUD routes. So when we're using a get route, it is simply just getting data from the API, and post is just sending data. But let's just use a very simple one where we take the root route here, and then we're doing a request, response, and let's just make a making a function here, an arrow function, and now that when the API detects that we have a request for this route here, we need to send a response back for this. So we also have different status codes. We're going to go through this also, and 200 OK is the one we're going to use here. It just signifies to the user that the request went through and received and is OK from the server. So we're going to send the status 200, and we're going to also send a send the message. We can just start off maybe just by typing some information here. Welcome to the. Let me just put this pretty easier. All right. So we're sending status 200. We are sending a message also. And let's see, I think I have an error here. Yeah, it's because I have already used port 4000. So it is being a little angry here with me. Let me just clear this one here. So now we've made the router. We have a simple route, the root, and we're sending a response back with status 200 and sending the message here for something. And normally what you would do is you would probably maybe get some data from a database and send that in a JSON array or something, or yeah, just sending data back to the front-end client. So we got this route here, and I'm just going to make a small comment header here. So let's go back here to our app, and then we need to we need to import the routes. So we're going to type in here import. Let's just take routes from, and we're going to specify the routes folder here. Let me see if I can find it. It's never been used. Then we need to go down here and we need to say that our app should use, how should we connect these routes here? So we could put it directly in here, but oftentimes when we have an API, you would normally say that we attach this to, we have a kind of a super grouping called API. So everything, when we access the routes, we will need to type in API/API, and then the routes will come afterwards here. Products or whatever we could think of. So this is one way to put this, and then we need to put, then we need to put in this here, and I need to modify the sources here. And yes, we need to go back here and we need to so we need to export our router so we can access it in the app. All right, so let's see what happens when we if we crash Nodemon. So we can see servers up and running. Let's go back here and let's see what happens if we run the root route here. So we get a message, welcome to MENTS API. So we have a basic, very simple welcome route, basically a health check that the server is running. And again, we can see if we disable it and we go back, we get this message here that the API is not working here. So this is pretty simple that we have attached a route for this that we can use. And of course, now we've separated this. We're going to add more routes according to the CRUD principle here. So we will get data or maybe delete data, update, and send some new data. And also connect to a database. So hope you make this work and have fun with this. Bye-bye.